department store,
This is incredibly original, this place.
where he's hoping to shop till tea drops.
We're going to need another vanity. Here we are.
He heads to a salvage yard in Bristol
Can't contain my excitement.
and falls head over heels.
I'm in love.
And at a fairground business in Warrington,
What's that?
there are some unusual finds.
It's the original holder for your coconuts, for your coconut shell.
Like a...
Maybe not your coconuts, of course.
Drew Pritchard is one of Britain's leading decorative salvage dealers.
Oh, wow.
He searches this country
This is starting to be our favourite house.
and abroad
Amazing.
for weird and wonderful objects.
That's fabulous.
He bargains hard,
8.5.
and there's nothing he won't buy.
Look at his little chaps. Look.
With help from his wife Rebecca
Lovely. Okay, so that's a sale.
and a team of renovators, he transforms thousands of items from junk to gems. It's the start of another week for salvage expert Drew Pritchard and his team.
These are the ones I want to sell.
The HQ in North Wales is a hive of activity, with items being dispatched to customers across the country.
Great, thanks.
Where's it going?
Going to front.
With stock moving fast, Drew and T need to hit the road and get buying. Department store. It's one of Drew's most coveted jobs, and the type that rarely comes up. This could be a good day for Drew.
Turn right, then turn right.
Turn right. You got that Irish voice?
The least
I
annoying.
have mine. Don't I have mine on Australian woman?
I think I've got Aussie woman.
Yeah.
This is the least annoying.
Uxbridge sits right on the edge of London's urban sprawl. At one stage, the town was full of mills. In more recent times, it's become home to Brunel University, one of the finest examples of brutalist architecture in the UK. Built in the 1960s, it was used in the cult film A Clockwork Orange. Drew and T's destination today is another of the town's landmarks.
I'm looking for shop fittings as ever. Like, never-ending haberdashery search. It is. Haberdashery hunter.
Drew will be dealing with Knight of the Realm and ex-Conservative MP Sir John Randall and his son Peter. They're the owners of Randall's of Uxbridge, a department store which has been in their family for 5 generations.
Like all family businesses, I started here when I was about 12, I think, helping demonstrate the model railways in the toy department. And I think I probably grabbed Peter in at a similarly early age.
Opened over 100 years ago, Randall's began life as a furniture store, providing services such as curtain making, carpet fits and quality goods for discerning ladies and gentlemen. But in the last 30 years, shops like these have been struggling.
I suppose it's the march of time. We've been fighting against all sorts of changes in retail, and we haven't really managed to keep up with online. But actually, it's really just come to the end of its life.
The department store is now closed, but remnants of its trading days remain.
You do sort of feel the weight of history. You do. You go, there were a lot of Randalls before here, but then you go, but this was their legacy, and maybe it's time for us to do our own one.
There it is.
There you go, Randall's. Well, that's fantastic. Look at that. Bit of sort of Art Deco, a bit modernist. Got the lot, that. Very good.
John? Very nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you. Well, we had no problem finding the building.
No.
It's spectacular, isn't it? It's a beautiful piece of
I'm very
architecture.
proud of it.
Yeah, it's fabulous. Yeah, fabulous. I want to have a look inside now.
Yeah, come on.
There's so much to see on the outside.
Thank you.
Wow. Well, the exterior is pretty impressive, but wow.
Yeah, it's obviously not doing its best.
This is incredibly original, this place. My eyes just light up. There are loads of original shop fittings, lots of them. Multiple banks of drawers, sliding cabinets, counters. It's got everything I'm looking for.
Drew wastes no time in getting straight down to business.
Obviously, there's things T's leaning on. Shop fittings, haberdashery, I buy tons of it. Anything to do with retailing I like. I just like it, I don't know why. And it sells well. Maybe that's why I like it. Check for a few things on these. These aren't too bad, actually, because usually these tops are sort of scratched.
Yeah,
but,
we-
you know,
I think we tried to keep them in relatively good nick.
they are in pretty good condition, actually.
These 1930s haberdashery counters were made in the era before shops became self-service. Assistants would access goods from drawers at the back. Mahogany and oak counters like this one are sought after by high-end clothing retailers and bar and restaurant designers, and can command around £1,500 each.
With these, what sort of figure are you looking at for these?
Don't really know.
Don't really know.
Don't really know. I've had some offers.
So you've got a
in.
ballpark figure?
I've got a rough idea how much it is, but
You're going to be busy. Looks it. So we're in the hundreds, not thousands.
yeah, no,
Fine. So are we in sub 500?
I would have thought round about 500.
The figure that pops into my head is between 4 and 5.
Yeah.
Is sort of where I'd want to be with these, because they're in great nick, but they do need some work.
Yeah, no,
You
I
know, there's
appreciate
that. So, I mean, if we so do you want to meet at sort of 450?
450
Now,
sounds
at
like.
450,
Yeah.
can I take all of them each at 450, or are they different? They're all the
Oh, these-
same. Yeah, those
these sort of
two
things.
there.
Yeah, that's that's
So
fine.
450.
Yeah, that's fine.
Fine, thank you. Right, that's 3 done. What are you laughing at now? That's the van handful. It's overweight already.
First deal done, and Drew's ready to go on a shopping spree.
These types of cabinets.
That one?
Yeah.
And those there.
Those. So this one looks part of those.
That was a run.
That was a big run, wasn't it? Okay. All right. These ones then. So I'm just trying to think. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. There. They're not without. These are very popular, but they're not without their work.
Yeah.
See, the side's been panelled in on that one.
Yeah.
People say, well, oh, shop fittings are easy to deal with. They're not really. They're kicked all the way around the base. The drawers are in and out 1,000 times. So it's not without its work, but I'm not complaining. If possible, I'm going to buy every single piece in the building. So what we do with them, we'll make individual ones because they're too big as a run.
Yeah.
These large mahogany cabinets were made by Pollard's, one of the leading shop fitting manufacturers. Unit could command around £1,500.
So what would you want for that piece there, then?
Give me a
Are we around the same sort of ballpark figure?
of.
About 4 to 450 again.
I'm just doing some maths in my head.
Mental maths.
Expert salvage hunter Drew Pritchard is in Uxbridge at the recently closed Randall's department store.
Wow.
He started spending within seconds of walking through the door.
450?
Yeah, that's fine.
Now he wants to strike a deal with owner Sir John Randall on some large haberdasher's shelf units.
Are we around the same sort of ballpark figure?
Of
About 4 to 450 again. So 450,
450.
450.
450.
Dealing with John is very straightforward. It's perfect. He knows what he wants. He's allowing me my margin. So you've got this as well. There's a Globe Wernicke stacking.
Yeah.
Is it Globe Wernicke? Yep.
Yep.
The Globe Wernicke stacking bureau bookcase, these are called.
Globe Wernicke modular bookcases were a phenomenon when they were introduced in the late 19th century. Made up of individual stacking units, you could add more tiers when needed, and the glass protected valuable books. Mostly used by barristers and accountants, these probably came from the store's back offices. Once restored, this oak version could sell for around £500.
Yeah, it's great, that.
Sell them all day long. It's great to have such a 1, 2, 3.
So much quality furniture on offer, Drew's on a mission to buy as much as he can.
I think we're at sort of 350 for that one.
Yeah, that's fine.
You happy with that? That big cutting table there I like the look of as well. 250.
Fine.
Done. 300. 350.
350.
Yeah. 300.
That's exactly what I was thinking.
Really? 350 on that one.
Okay.
Deal. 75 quid.
Yeah.
Sold. We're going to need another vanity. Here we are. How I'm buying things today is how I like to buy them. This is like dealing with the trade. I'm able to walk in and go, how much yes, how much yes, how much yes, how much no. That's it.
So far, Drew's spent a staggering £4,000 in less than 15 minutes. Explore.
The office.
Nerve centre.
These things here. You got more of these?
Fat boxes. No, I think those are the last of the hat
the last
boxes.
ones, yeah. Are they?
Yeah.
Really like these. They just go for shop display.
Yeah, no.
You need lots of them. You know, they look great, on a shelf. These are just workaday cardboard boxes, but they're very decorative.
They're not in terribly good nick.
They're all right. They are what they are.
Well, I don't know. You tell me what.
Worse
than now.
Founded in 1773, Christie & Co. are the oldest hat makers and one of the oldest businesses in the UK. Their red hat boxes have barely changed over the years. This set of 3 could sell for around £150.
50 quid on top of them, maybe.
Upstairs, the sales floor has been cleared, but there's a storeroom that could be worth a rummage.
Yeah, it's an old messy area.
That's all right. Mess I like.
Is this one?
Oh, that one.
This is the one with the massive scissors.
Oh,
Yeah.
yes.
Aren't they cool?
Oh, yes. Scissors are such a workaday thing to most people, but these are beautiful. The way they've been made, these are like blacksmith-made stuff. This hasn't been made in a factory, I don't think. They're really beautifully done. Now you're talking.
Cheers.
They're doing the linen.
They look normal size in other people's hands.
These steel tailor's shears have the maker's mark of R.H. Brown of London for curtains and dressmaking. They could fetch around £80.
Are those for sale?
Yeah.
What would you want for them?
When do you get that?
35 quid?
That's fine.
Lovely. Love those. They're just sculptural, aren't they? Look at those.
They are very nice, actually.
Beautiful.
They will fit in the van.
Drew has already filled his van 3 times over, but he's not leaving until he's seen every corner of the building.
Oh, hello. These
Ladies.
They were in the ladies.
Yeah. You never know what might happen here for emergencies.
Oh, God, they've got sand in still.
Yep.
These, I like to buy these. These little buckets go all over the place. People use them by the side of their fire, but generally...
There's one more, I think.
Before modern fire extinguishers, fire buckets filled with sand were used to put out the flames. A popular, usable antique, these 1930s galvanised ones could be worth around £60 each.
What would you take for each one? We don't want the sand.
Don't want the sand?
Don't want the sand, you can have the sand.
Sand comes free.
I don't know. What are they?
15 quid each. Done. Marvellous. Right, well, while I'm in it, I'll
all right.
I'll see you in a minute. I'll leave you to it.
It's been an amazing haul and an exhausting day for Drew. Whilst he takes a load off, T and the others
Star big tick day. We come to somewhere and bought really well, and quantity and quality, and met 2 really nice chaps as well, so all good.
Well, I found it actually quite a lot of fun. They were very much the sort of prices I had in mind. I'm a realist. I'm not going to expect masses or try and get something more. And I think I can see in Drew somebody who knows what the value is, what he's got to make out of it. And that's why I don't think we really had any problem over it.
loaded up with just some of the day's purchases. Drew and T begin the long journey back up to North Wales.
That's not good noises coming from your direction. Not good noises.
No. Made sure I had a bit of a lazy and conserving energy for the long haul.
Also wondered why they needed fire buckets in the ladies specifically.
Yeah.
Never really grasped ladies. Well, you've grasped.
I have grasped ladies.
Yeah. They said get off.
Yeah.
Arriving back at base in Conway, it's time to share news of the Monster Haul with the rest of the team.
We've just been down to that department store in Uxbridge, and we did quite a lot of buying. This is a third of it.
Fantastic.
There's loads. There's absolutely loads of it. It was very, very good buy, very good buying session. I think I bought everything in 5 minutes flat.
You got another few van loads.
We need to send another van
in the trade for coming up with these huge banks of drawers and haberdashery cabinets. So that's a really fantastic find.
Gavin starts work on the stacking bookcase with some wood stain.
The stuff I'm using stains it and polishes it, so I'll leave that to dry, and once it's all built up and polished, just wipe it off and it's ready to go.
The smaller items go straight onto the website. A few days later, the large haberdashery units are taken to French polisher Alex's workshop. Drew wants to sell each piece individually, but that's not how they've been made.
We need to remember that these were initially fitted into a shop. They weren't freestanding pieces of furniture. So that's why some of them will have sides on, some of them won't. So what we need to do is get them looking like a good... We're better starting from scratch with the two.
Alex makes the new panels from sheets of pine.
Obviously they're the complete wrong colour. So we're just going to stain these to look like mahogany.
Once the panel has been stained, Alex brushes on the French polish to give it a shine and a hard shell.
They're starting to match really well and they look original now.
The now standalone cabinets are returned to Drew, where they're photographed to go on the website. The department store haul has been fantastic for Drew, but the stock will turn over fast, so there's no time for him to rest on his laurels. Drew and T are hitting the road again, this time spanning the Avon Gorge is the iconic Clifton Suspension Bridge, a product of Salvage hunting itself. The 3 kilometres of suspension chains were bought from the old Hungerford footbridge in London when it was dismantled in 1859. With magnificent buildings at every turn, Drew's hoping some of the city's architectural cast-offs have found their way to the yard they're visiting today. He's met the owner at Salvage fairs over the years, but has never visited his premises.
We're off to see Marcus Olive, architectural antique dealer of long-term standing. Marcus is a lovely chap and superb eye. Likes the sort of same things I do, you know, beer. He does.
Marcus Olive is the owner of Olive's Architectural Antiques. In this family-run yard, quality and authenticity are key. Marcus has been in the business for over 33 years.
Georgian and Regency is the period I love. I mean, I suppose there is a fair bit of it down here, but it's very, very hard now to find decent stuff. I mean, quite rightly, most buildings now are listed, whereas in the old days, nobody actually bothered with any of that.
Marcus, hi.
Hi, Drew.
Nice to see you.
And you.
You do.
Hi, T.
You've not known T before, have you?
Yeah.
Fantastic yard.
It's only a small yard, but it's got quite a lot of stuff in it.
I can see it's got good stuff in it already. Should we go in and have a look inside?
Yeah, absolutely.
Marcus is a purist and everything is architecturally important.
Drew heads straight inside to see what Marcus has on offer.
Oh yeah, now you're talking. First impression, I walk into Marcus's warehouse and I'm just in heaven. This is a proper architectural antique shop. It is just a thing of joy for me. I like the look of that. I've got a horrible feeling I was offered that lantern and didn't get it.
Oh, that one?
Yeah. Is there a door on it? Oh no, it's just a trapdoor. Trapdoor base, yeah?
Yes, you're right.
Now, this is something I think I missed a few years ago and Marcus got his hands on it. What I like about it is the quality. It's got wonderful lancets, which are, you know, when you look at a church where the windows are, that's what that design has come from. And these are glazed, so when it's lit inside, 1980s iridescent white glass.
Is it? Well,
yeah,
that was in it when I got it. So
yeah,
I didn't
so just need to
yeah.
flip that out.
You wouldn't want to polish it, would you?
Oh, God, no.
It's just got a nice
If anybody
patina on it.
polished this, they want their hands cutting off. I hate brass and bronze when somebody's polished it to death. Just, you've ruined it. Stop it. You know, the moment the brasso comes out, I leave.
This 1920s Gothic-style hall lantern most likely came from a religious building. Reglazed and rewired, it could fetch around £1,200.
What sort of price have you got on it?
$750. How do you see it?
Well, I don't know. You know,
No.
I don't like knocking people, but I do like it, and there's a bit of work
Yeah.
to be done.
Salvage expert Drew Pritchard is visiting Olive's Architectural Antiques in Bristol.
I can see it's got good stuff in it already.
He's found a bronze lantern he missed out on buying a few years ago, and he's determined not to let it slip through his hands again.
What sort of price have you got on it?
£7.50.
I was sort of going to kick you quite hard. I was sort of about 5, so can we meet somewhere in the middle?
Yeah, well, how about 600 then? It's okay.
Sold. Thank you. Yeah, lovely. Paid 600 for the lantern. Happy with that. I will spend about another 150 on it, so I'm going to have £750 in it, and I think I can get just over £1,000 for it, so I'm more than pleased.
That's all the right notes.
Ooh. Ooh, look at that.
Funny enough, I thought you might like that.
Can't contain my excitement. I'm in love. Oh, something just grabs me straight away, and it's a mechanical adjustable piano stool. I've not seen that model before, and it's just got all those things I really, really like. We usually have the maker's name in here somewhere. Yeah, there it is. C.H. Hare and Son. Had one before. Not as nice as this one. Lovely. I think we'll pull those planks off there. Take those off, get it back down to the frame, and I'm going to dust it, and I'm not going to restore that one iota. Oh, look at that. Oh, God, it's so close.
It's good, isn't it?
Yeah, it's so good. Beautiful. Right up my Strasser. I have totally given the game away with the stool. I've just gone straight to it and go, oh, wow, I love it. But, do you know what? I don't care.
This early 20th century English piano stool, made from wrought iron and bronze, has a unique mechanical design. By turning the side rosettes, the user can adjust it to their preferred height. It could be worth around £500.
What's it going to cost me?
It's not expensive.
Good.
£175.
Thank you. Every now and again, I stop thinking about how much things cost, and when that said it's going to cost me this to do it up, and then I've got to sell it and I've got to put a profit on. I just didn't with that. I want to go through the process and then see what it's worth.
Drew might not have bought quantity, but he's definitely bought quality.
It's really nice to go around with Drew and meet somebody who actually appreciates the good things.
I've always known Marcus as a extremely knowledgeable, very friendly, straight dealer. He deals in wonderful, beautiful things, and I hope he keeps doing it for a very, very long time so I can keep coming here and buying things.
So you get a cup of tea.
Ooh, cup of tea. Actually, pint of cider, I'm sure.
Arriving back at base in Conway with his 2 prized possessions, Drew has some very specific instructions for his restorers.
Do not polish it. Gavin, if he polishes it, take him in the car park. Do not polish it. Do not polish it.
No.
You say, I'm not going to polish it, Drew.
I'm not going to polish it.
There you go.
Carl sets to work on the lantern, and first thing to do is to remove the 1980s glass.
This has got to be a world record. It's one of the easiest jobs.
And a new light fitting goes in.
That's one big line.
Next stage is for Gavin to cut clear glass.
Just the sides done. Glad it's not a circle. If I had to do a circle, it'd be a nightmare. You have to get like a special tool for that, but straight edge is not too bad.
Finally, the glass is fitted. And it's ready for the website. Next up is the piano stool. But when Gavin starts work, he makes a discovery.
As you can see, all this wood's got woodworm in it, and it's all rotten, so Alex is going to have to change all this.
So it's over to French polisher Alex's workshop for the rotten wood to be dealt with.
These screws have been in here some time. They've seized up a bit. The trick of the trade is if you're struggling to get a screw out,
a new support is put in, secured with a piece of dowling.
Blends in nicely. Just a good honest repair.
New slats are attached to create the seat frame, and it's left for the future owner to decide on their own choice of upholstery.
Perfect. It can take me, it can take anybody.
After having bought from such a well-known name in the salvage industry as Marcus Olive, Drew is now off to see a company which to him is an unknown quantity. He's had a call from an unusual fairground business, which is just 60 miles up the road near the town of Warrington. Warrington has an impressive town hall built in the 18th century, as this markets Queen Victoria for her house at Sandringham, but never made it to their destination. After an altercation with the makers, she refused them, and instead they were bought for Warrington's fine public building. But Drew and T won't be taking in the sights.
We're going to a place called Events with a Difference.
What do they do then?
The difference is they take an entire fairground, and if you're having a party, they'll bring an entire fair to you. Can you imagine having a helter-skelter at your wedding? That'd be a right laugh, wouldn't it?
It always spirals out of control anyway.
Oh, at your wedding, yeah.
Well, the spiralling out of control was done by whom?
Me.
Drew's meeting Barry Rostron, the manager of this family-owned business.
We've got 20 years of collected, we use the word very loosely, artefacts. Stuff that is sat around which we've decided now it's probably time to move on and let someone else enjoy them.
Barry's hoping the Wheel of Fortune will spin in his favour.
Well, hopefully he's going to come with a big bag of money and leave with very little of it, and we're going to have a lot more space in the unit once he's finished.
And for Drew, an unknown place like this could be an exciting new find.
I've never heard of this lot.
No.
Never heard of them, so it could be something exceptional. Hi there.
Go on.
Barry?
Yep.
It's true. Wow, I like this. What's that?
It's the original holder for your coconuts, for your coconut shell.
My coconut.
Maybe not your coconuts, of course.
They're great, aren't they? That's going to be a difficult seller.
It'd be a difficult thing for us to sell as well.
Oh, would it?
Mainly because we can't replace them.
Oh, I see. You still use them?
And we still use them. They still go out.
Oh, okay. God, they're good. How? Because I collect this stuff as well,
Yeah.
and I've never, ever seen one. Cool. Oh, well, not for sale.
Drew might be out of luck with the coconut holders, but there are plenty of other things to catch his attention.
Can you reach that, T? You know anything about this one?
Came off old ghost train. Hand carved.
I quite like it. Woman on a stick.
From an early 1900s ghost train ride, this severed head would have swung out to scare people. Primitively carved and painted, it's a unique piece and could fetch around £200.
What do you want for that?
60 quid.
I won't argue with you on 60 quid.
Yeah, there's money there in it.
I think I can get 100 and a bit for it.
Yeah.
It is absolutely fantastic. It is an exciting and interesting piece that really, 50 years from now, should really be in a museum.
With one exciting purchase under his belt, Drew senses there are more to be found. With shelf upon shelf of long-forgotten items, he leaves there, isn't there?
It just goes on and on and on.
Amazing. Ah, those look handy. Punch and Judy's. Do you use these?
No, they are. Were originally used by Albert Byfold, who used in 2010 the Queen and Princess Royals when they were children, them puppets.
Albert Byfold.
Yeah, well,
That's the best name I've ever heard.
They don't name people like that anymore.
they just don't use a good name anymore, do they?
That's superb. So have you got the whole set in here?
Full set of puppets in there.
Ooh. Would you sell them?
At the right price.
Oh, you've got the lot.
Yeah, you got the Mr. Punch as a policeman, Mr. Punch in his pyjamas.
Have you got have a crocodile sandwich and make it snappy?
You get to leave.
You get to take him with
I
you,
have
though.
to take him with me everywhere. It's like an appendage. They're not really my bag, but I do think that they've got a rarity to them. They're hand-carved, they're painted, but they're not original paint. They've been over-painted time and time and time again. But some of the sort of costumes on them do look original, and I think all of the characters are there.
Punch and Judy has been performed in the UK since the late 1600s, but its heyday was undeniably as a feature of the Victorian seaside resort. This set of turn-of-the-century wooden puppets could be worth around £1,200. If it's proven that they did entertain royalty, they'd be worth considerably more. Drew is out of his comfort zone.
It's £1. I got my money back.
I don't love them that much. I'm sure they're worth it, but I just don't love them. I'll drop it. A bid on them. £6.50 and I'm done.
Yeah. No. Yeah, like I said, as much as I don't, I appreciate sometimes you've got to make a loss on these. I think.
I'm not sure.
Drew is at a vintage fairground hire business packed full of curiosities in Warrington. And he's in his elements.
Amazing.
He's unearthed a set of 100-year-old Punch and Judy puppets. But is he willing to pay the figure Barry wants?
I'm not sure. You pay... Yep. Thank you very much.
You're welcome.
Never bought those before. Amazing. I paid £700 for them. To be honest, if I can walk away with £850, I'll be more than happy. I can't see anybody paying sort of £1,200 or £1,500 for them. We'll see. I've got a friend of mine who deals in that sort of thing. I'll run them past him, see what he's got to say. Yeah. So that's Aunt Sally.
That's his wife.
Is it Sally? What's her name?
Judy.
Judy.
That's why they call it Punch and Judy.
It's all right for you. I have to take him home.
I think I'm going to move on to something else now. I feel really foolish now.
With his ego having taken a punch, Drew moves on to something he knows a lot more about.
Clean and sporty. Can I pass that back to you? Just only because I can't put it down now. Is there another one underneath there? Oh, there's loads of them.
I think there should be
a whole set.
There's a complete set.
Bang up to date. They've got really lovely, old-fashioned, naive, from a simpler time slogans, and that really is just great. Speeder's delight. It's so naive.
I think it's the wording on it, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's not...
Drive and cure the blues. They're just very enigmatic and sort of take you right back to that age, that era, instantly. And that is a good thing. That means they'll sell well.
These 1930s double-sided signs would have hung out. They could be worth around £200 each.
What would you want for those? They are only ply.
They are.
Making me giggle.
And they have got age to them. Make us a bid on them.
Throw a figure out, £500.
Yeah. Won't argue with you.
Thank you. Fairground art is something I absolutely love buying. Been associated with it on and off most of my life. And I think it is a massively undervalued British folk art. And whenever I see good examples, I'll buy it.
10 signs is a good bulk buy, giving Drew plenty of new stock. And whilst he's been pulling out the signs, something else has caught his eye.
Something tucked right in the corner there as well. Just can't quite get to it. Oh, I can see what it is now.
What is it?
Aha!
You got it?
Yeah. Look.
I see.
I'm pulling these out. I'm assuming it's for sale.
Yes.
Yeah. I spent 10 minutes trying to get in it.
Yeah. It was like a rat up a drain pipe. He dug his way into the far corner, probably the most inaccessible place in here, and he got in there. And to be truthful, when he pulled them out, yeah, we got they were up there.
That's great. Cast alloy. I think that's the one that everybody sort of knows. Yeah, that's the more common one. they've got a great look about them, particularly the clown. I don't get the whole scary clown thing. I like them.
These sideshow automatons would mechanically swivel from left to right. Throwing a ball into the open mouth would win a prize. The painted plaster clown is from the 1930s and could fetch around £350. The cast alloy man is from the 1950s and could also be worth around £350.
Right, go on then. What do you want for those?
Got to be £2.50 a piece.
400.
Done. £4.50.
That went badly.
It did.
Didn't go how I wanted it to be. Paid $4.50 for those, which is... don't need to make fortunes out of them. Today, very enjoyable. Managed to buy quite a lot of stuff. Find of the day was definitely the small, naive, carved ghost train lady. It's not really worth much more than what I paid for it, but it has a real charm.
Now we've made contact to him, more than happy for him to come back down here. And he's a fair person when you're dealing with him. He's not looking to steal anything from you, he's looking to pay so we can all make a living out of this.
How are we doing, nice and dry?
Champion. Thank you, Barry. Much
appreciated.
appreciated.
Same to you, yeah.
Enjoy it.
Yeah, brilliant.
Cheers,
Thank you,
Steve.
Barry.
Appreciate
Cheers.
it.
Thank
It's
you.
been
Quite a find.
Within the hour, Drew and T are back in Conway, where they unveil their fairground winnings.
Good time?
Yes. Not bad, actually.
Hello. Where's Punch?
We've got the lot.
You haven't?
Yep.
Punch and Judy, I mean, iconic. You just look at them and they just make you smile and brings back memories. Hello, girls and boys. They're fantastic. I've got a buyer for these.
Have you?
Straight away.
Really?
Yeah. Believe it or not, about 3 weeks ago, a customer said to me, if you ever get a hand puppet set, can you phone me immediately? Because he's...
Carl gets straight to work on the severed head, removing the steel rod which has been securely attached for decades.
Ridiculous nails for...
It's then mounted on a plinth, goes up on the website, and is sold to a man who buys it for his son's eclectic art collection. The large batch of signs need minimal restoration.
I'm just using a very fine wire roll just to get the dust off some of the scuffs, then I'll wax it. That's all we want to do to them.
As soon as they hit the website, the signs are sold to 3 separate buyers. One being the owner of a bed and breakfast, who plans to hang his purchase above a bed. The unpolished brass lantern from Olive's Architectural Antiques is sold on to another dealer, whilst the mechanical piano stool is now ready to find a new owner. At the bumper hall of shop fittings from Randall's, the fire buckets are snapped up to decorate a restaurant in London, and the hat boxes go to a collector. 2 of the counters are bought by the owner of a shop in London, who's been waiting for a matching pair for 2 years. And after giving him the good news, Rebecca's customer Bob Borzello was thrilled to get the set of Punch and Judy puppets.
My grandchildren always go and sit in front of a Punch and Judy show on the beach for hours. And I just thought, well, it would be nice if they could do their own Punch and Judy show. There's another level. They are so attractive in their own right. To me, they are a work of art.